Hello, Reverend Mike here, and I want to talk about cancer today. Cancer Healing Chat number 9. The book I want to focus on today is called Love Energy Circuit Healing for Cancer Patients. Now, many cancer patients lose their connection to their family and friends and coworkers and social organizations. Not by any fault of their own, just by the circumstances that they're in, where their patterns of living are entirely different than what they once were, what they normally are, and how often they're able to see the folks in their lives. Isolation is less than healthy for social people. People who are used to being social and about and around and at every party and those kind of things are not well served by isolation. Connectivity is normal and healthy. Little touches make a huge difference, but the loss of them may not be noticed. The energy drop from those little losses can hurt a person deeply without them even noticing. There is a certain elegance in normal family touch. Belonging and connecting is both simple and elegant. Walkers can get in the way of connecting. Wheelchairs can get in the way of connecting. Hospital beds can get in the way of connecting. And people can be energetically disconnected when they're still connected. They may lose their energy, their personal energy, their stamina, when they are not connected with other folks. Just like a cell phone loses connection when it's not plugged in. People plug into other people and they get their vibrancy from those other people. And when they don't have those other people, it's not there. Energy follows thought. When we're not thinking a lot, we do not get the energy we need. The energy that we focus on is less, and therefore the thinking that is triggered by that energy is also less. But fortunately, there are many ways to connect with others when we think about it. The slightest touch can complete a human energy circuit. We can help, like a charger helps a cell phone recharge. 5 minutes with many people can make a major difference in their social connections for each person they touched or touched them. Now, if you're sitting and connecting, just sitting and holding hands is a very elegant way to connect with people. And you may not know what to say, and that may be a huge issue for some people. And they may want to stay away from other people because they don't know what to say. Well, I want to tell you, talking is not as important as being there. Talking is not as important as touching. Talking is not as important as we think it is. Sometimes people talk a lot and say nothing. When you're dealing with a cancer patient, I recommend you reverse those ratios. Talk less, but say a lot in your connection, in your connectivity, in your being there, in your being available, if you're being there and willing and happy and joyful to be there, not because of some sense of duty. When you are talking, you can invite the person you're talking to release the emotions that don't serve them. And you can do that very briefly, but very powerfully. Your presence has much more significance to them than you probably realize that it does. So don't beat yourself up for making brief visits. Matter of fact, I think it's better when families visit if the families visit one at a time in the room and take any extra stuff that isn't about the patient and take it outside the room so that they can connect without grabbing the stage and without letting the patient feel less than connected to the group, because that's a big issue. One adult and many kids can make a big difference. But if the kids are not paying attention to the adult, then it may be time for an adult to spend time with the adult and the kids to go outside and play. Holding hands with a family member is one thing, but holding hands with somebody that's been special in their life is another. So if there's someone around that they think highly of, and it is possible for you to help that person get to see your loved one, that can be a big step in the right direction for that person that, needing that uplift to keep going. Friends just sitting together without talking can be very peaceful. Connecting to a child can be very, very peaceful, very happy, very healthy for an adult who's ill. Children have a vibrancy to them. They have a healing to them in the fact that they have an energy that is the kind of energy that the person that's not so well could really benefit from. And just seeing it may help them remember it. And remembering it can help them think about it and think about their past life. Within their life, there's been many people that have helped them. And when you connect with someone who's helped you, it helps you think about how you've been helped and how them being there can help you once again. Helpers can be friends, they can be people from the church, they can be people from the community, and all kinds of service providers throughout your life and community members. The biggest connection is with the divine. So it's important to also remember to bring spiritual artifacts and spiritual images and spiritual relics and things like that to the patient so the patient can be served by the spiritual images when people aren't there. So there's all kinds of things that can be done to connect the cancer patients. And one thing that a lot of people don't think of is that cancer patients who may be ill may also benefit from looking and seeing other people that are ill and are not as well off as they are. And there's something that makes you feel better when you think, well, I'm better off than so-and-so. And when you think that way and you go visit so-and-so, then so-and-so feels better, and so do you so. It's life is full of fun if you think in fun terms. And it can be full of isolation and despair even if you don't think positive. So those that love a person who's ill need to be thinking about how they can trigger thinking for the ones who's ill and inviting them to think about all the goodness that has been there in their life and can be again when they invite it. Church members are wonderful visitors. So if you belong to a church and someone's ill, it's a good idea just to take and run over there and say hi and Don't stay. You don't need to stay long. You don't need to stay for an hour and a half. 5 minutes, 10 minutes will make the difference in that person's life. So as part of a person's life, you can be part of their circuit of healing, of their love energy circuit. And you do that simply by connecting with them. Holding hands is great. Touching them is great. Playing with their hair, or helping them organize their hair, or whatever. Women especially love anything to do with their hair. So if you can get them to do a little restyle, that would be wonderful. So I encourage you to reach out to people and connect with them and be part of that love energy circuit that can heal the ill and those with cancer. I also want to remind you that I have free books on healing every day at the Angel Raphael Speaks website. And 15 books out of every 15 days out of every 30, there's cancer books there. And it's usually the 1st to the 5th, and the 11th to the 15th, and the 21st to the 25th. If you have a Kindle, you can go to Healing Presence tab on the Angel Raphael Speaks book, Angel Raphael Speaks website, excuse me, and see what books are free at the Healing Presence tab, and then download those books you want. It's always a good idea to download what you see if you ever think you'll need it in the future, or you think you'll know anybody that might need it in the future. Because when it's free and you take it, you have it when you need it to share. And then you can lend it to someone at no cost to you or them. If you do not have a Kindle instrument, you can get a free Kindle app from Amazon.com and use that. I'll put all these websites and everything in the notice area below so that it's all there for you. I wish you well. And if you're the family of someone who has cancer, you are such a powerful ally for their healing when you reach out to them and touch them and love them and be present with them. And also, you don't have to do it all yourself. You can orchestrate people to come and visit them. And that's a very lovely thing. Because people get tired of seeing the same people all the time. But when there's different faces showing up, then it's different energy, it's different memories, it's different everything. So think about that, please. And think about visiting your loved one, please. And take good care of yourself. And may God bless you and keep you forever and ever. Amen.